Hi, Just Positive here. I just thought I'd do a little update. Um, it's going to be very self-indulgent and rambly, and you don't need to listen. But if it helps one person, just me sharing where I'm at, and I might be that one person, then I think it's worthwhile. So, where to begin? At the moment, I feel like my mind is a bit like a wasp's nest. No, that's a bit too scary. More like a beehive, um, with loads going on, a lot of buzzing, a lot of activity, and a little bit of goodness being produced. So loads of activity and small amount of honey, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I feel quite muddled and very tired, and I know some of that, it may well be the MS, and a lot of the buzzing is the MS. My nerve pain is like buzzing, so I am a bee, really. But I feel a bit muddled, and I'm really in between the sort of panicky feeling of we're all going to get it and we're all going to be really ill, to is it really that bad and I don't think any of us are going to get it and we'll all be fine. And kind of every shade in between those black and white viewpoints I'm at, really. The recent thought about going back to school, I don't know where I stand on it, and I'm choosing to not make a decision until I have to make a decision. I'm really craving normality in a lot of ways, so the thought of the kids, even if they just had a couple of hours at school, is very appealing. And also the thought of having some personal space is very appealing, although ironically I currently have space because everyone is out, but I'm craving company, and this is why I'm talking to you. And I think I kind of need company because I'm used to having my friends that I can talk to, and we talk round in circles together, and it's very therapeutic. So maybe that's what I'm doing here. So yes, the school thing, homeschooling, we are doing some days we start off quite enthusiastic, and we do a bit. I find we can focus for between 20 and 40 minutes, and we're doing a bit, and I feel positive and I'm upbeat, but it does rely on me driving it forward. And if I'm tired and I'm not driving it forward, and it starts to feel like a heavier and heavier weight that I'm pushing up the hill, then I do things like I did yesterday, which was tear up the timetable, because I just think, you know what, I need a break from this, and the kids need a break. And sometimes we sit down and I look across the table and they've both got their heads on the table while I'm trying to explain some science to them or something, and I think, why am I bothering? And I don't think they're very receptive if they're in that state. So the other day they had their heads on the tables, and I just got up and I got Alexa to play Who Let the Dogs Out, and I had a dance. And no, they didn't join in, but I liked having a dance, and I felt quite upbeat after that. And you know, that was fine. I think it's fine. Some days I don't do learning and I think, yes, we're just doing our own thing and we're fine. And then other days we don't do learning and I'm consumed by guilt that I'm failing my kids, and they're going to be the stupidest in the class when they finally go back, and everyone's going to, tease them that they don't know countries on a map, and it really worries me. And I think I've missed out on this amazing opportunity to homeschool them and teach them all these wonderful things and make their handwriting perfect, and I've not done it because I felt a bit tired and lacking in enthusiasm. So yes, I'm between real guilt and anarchy. And I think whatever you're doing, if you're not doing any schoolwork, good on you. You know, I wish I could be purely anarchic in that way. And if you're doing all the schoolwork, good on you. I think we've got to be kind to each other, haven't we, and try not to be judgy. We're a bit of each. We were doing Joe Wicks, and you know, good on him, and Rosie, and we were doing Joe Wicks, and I started having these visions of emerging from lockdown, and because I was doing Joe Wicks and eating healthy, I was going to be like, you know, a butterfly coming out of the cocoon of lockdown, and I'd be slim and fit and, you know, amazing and energized. And yeah, only lasted 3 mornings, and then the next morning I woke up and I was really tired, and you know, we just sacked it off basically. And it's funny actually, because talking of butterflies, because we have some we got some caterpillars. I saw a lot of people were buying caterpillars to grow your own butterfly, hatch your own butterfly anyway. So I thought, oh, that's a good idea. So I jumped on that bandwagon, and we got caterpillars, and they're currently in their cocoon thing, chrysalises, whatever it is. They just look dead to me. I'm sure they're not. And we're waiting for them to emerge, which is really nice. But I've got a recurring nightmare that the house is full of flies, which has come since we've had these in the house. And I'm really hoping they just emerge and we can get rid of them soon. Which isn't very positive, is it? But there it is. So yes, so I don't think I'm going to be a butterfly. I was thinking I might be coming out of it more like a bear in hibernation, you know, sort of hairy and fat, you know, and that's all right, isn't it? Sort it out whenever. Be healthy when you can. I think the problem for me is I was doing really well with my healthy eating, which also helps my MS, blah blah, so it's worthwhile, isn't it, and all that, and it's good for you, la la la. But the reality is, the only thing I'm really getting excited about in lockdown is food and cake and gin. So and I've got a new taste for shandy, interestingly. So yeah, the healthy thing, not so much. I've actually taken to sticking my weight on the fridge to try and put me off opening it. It's not really working, and I'm fine, aren't I? It doesn't matter, does it? Why am I worrying about that? I've got enough to worry about, but I do worry about that. So yes, lockdown is very weird. I have suffered from depression, very serious depression in the past, and I've had some days where I've really started thinking, oh God, I'm really spiraling down and feeling really low. But thankfully I'm not, you know, I'm having kind talks with myself, treating myself like a kind friend when I can, and I'm not that bad now. I do have ongoing anxiety issues fueled by my MS, and I think that kind of anxious mind, you know, we're going to get ill, and I don't want to go outside, and I shouldn't overeat, and I'm not schooling the kids properly, and half our staff are on furlough and we're not earning, and panic slowly creeps up, and then I get Alexa to play Who Let the Dogs Out, and you know, that helps. So is this, I don't know, is this talk helping? Does this help? I don't know. One thing that's really helped me is I've been doing a quiz on a Wednesday, as you may or may not know, and that's been really positive, and people's comments, it's really, I wish I could do it in front of people, because I think I'm a real people person. I'm something known as an extreme extrovert, which means I need people's feedback for personal reassurance. That is quite true. And doing the quiz, even just having people joining in and, you know, a bit of bants on the quiz virtually has really helped me. But then I've found just the last couple, I've really enjoyed doing them, but it does take quite a lot of prep. And alongside everything else that's going on, it's joining the bees in my mind, and I need a break. So I'm not going to do a quiz for a couple of weeks, which is fine. That's fine, isn't it? It's fine. So yeah, I'm doing okay, and I'm just missing people, I think, and normality. But what struck me today is we are so driven, aren't we, by timetables and work times and expectations, and with the kids' clubs and things, that we don't really have the luxury of time. And when we've been given time, we're like, oh, what will we do with this time? And I have thought the whole family would learn Spanish, but that didn't run for longer than about half an hour. And then I thought we'd all paint, and I did get the kids to paint, and I did a painting. I really enjoyed it, but then I saw the mess, and I was like, oh no, go back on Roblox. It's not messy. And then we thought we'd do cooking. Not a fan of cooking, but I do like baking, and baking cakes has been good. But again, it's the mess, isn't it? So haven't done so much of that. So what have I done that's dramatically different? Oh, there are loads of plays streaming, and I love drama and I miss plays. But the thing is, I can't really watch things like Frankenstein with the kids because it's grim and depressing, and they shouldn't be watching it. So if I am watching a play, I'm kind of sneaking half an hour here, half an hour there. So that's not possible, but something I'd like to do with my time. So yes, it's all this time and feeling like you should be doing something productive, like Gwyneth, what's she doing? I don't know, crocheting the new, I don't know, duvet or whatever. So yeah, I'm not really doing anything extra. I am doing a bit of art. I really like Sharpies. I've been drawing with Sharpies, trying to get the kids, oh, let's draw a picture, just because I like doing it. And reading, no, I'm not really reading either. I thought I'd be reading loads, but I'm not. I just feel a bit lethargic about that, really. Because I was also thinking, have we really got loads more time? Because actually, I'm still doing everything at home, fitting in work, evenings and weekends, when I'm not doing stuff with the kids during the day. So actually, I don't think I have got any extra time. I think I've got less time. No wonder I'm tired. So yeah. Anyway, I feel a lot of people are managing it probably better than me, which is fine. Good, that's good for them. And we're all right. We're fine. I'm not, bad or anything. I'm bothered this might make me look like I'm bad. I'm not bad. I'm fine. I'm fine. Like the crazy, I'm fine. We're all fine. Ooh, but actually we're crazy. Anyway, I am fine, I think. And I'll watch this back and probably think, no, I'm not, and I won't share it. But we'll see. If you're watching this, then I am fine. So yes, what else? What else was I thinking I was going to share with you? So I'm basically like a bee and buzzing around. And oh, I know, my main thing is I'm avoiding conflict. So initially, I was trying to get the kids to do what they were meant to do for school, and the schools have been really good, and they're not putting pressure on to do stuff, but there's a lot of work there. So I was trying to get them to do it, and if they didn't do it, I was getting shouty and, well, if you don't do it, I'll take your iPad. Not that they've got iPads, those fire things. And I said, well, if you don't do it, you can't watch TV. And but actually that's just beating myself up, isn't it? If I don't let them watch TV, I've got no spare time myself. So I was being very shouty and angry, and then the kids were shouting, and then there were tears, and then James get home and he, to a house of carnage, and then he was shouty, and it was all grim. So I decided to back away and think, actually, I'm not a teacher, I'm their mum, and they need to feel calm and safe, and I need to feel calm. So if I say, this morning you're doing half an hour of maths, and they go, nah, don't want to, or they put their heads on the table, I'm like, okay, fine. and we try something different, which might be baking a cake or watching a film or 3 hours of Minecraft. And it just feels calmer. And I know people will disagree with me, and that's fine. And I hope you'll think I'm fine, because I just think when we've got so much time together, we need to avoid conflict, and calm is good. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And that probably makes me sound a bit wishy-washy and maybe weak. I don't know. I don't really care if you think that, but because it works for us. And I saw Ramesh Ranganathan's thing that, you know, we need to get through this and leave it with a bit of love still for each other. And I thought that was really wise. I really liked what he said, and maybe that prompted me to share this. But yes, I think, you know, avoid conflict, be kind, acknowledge this is not homeschooling, this is just getting through a pandemic, and we're in a much more fortunate position than many. So we are, you know, lucky in that we have a garden. We're lucky in that we have access to a computer and a printer, and we have great neighbours, and we can have a little chat with them over the garden fence, which is amazing. We have a field opposite where we can walk the dog, and we see people from our road who we know, and we can talk to them, and that's amazing. And the good thing now is we're allowed to meet someone else for a walk, so I will be arranging to meet a friend and go for a walk, which is amazing. And I saw a friend yesterday who I haven't seen for a long time on a walk, and I could have wept happy tears, because, you know, I miss people and I miss friends, but we're all right and we can do the whole virtual thing. I am finding I'm doing less FaceTiming and less house party, because I've got this kind of lethargy about me, tiredness, which I read reading a lot of interesting article that means it's anxiety, and it probably is. So I'll be kind. And right, I'm going to be off because I've waffled on for a long time. I don't know if any of this is helpful, but there it is. And so I'm going to go now, and I'm going to make myself a nice cup of tea, because we had run out of tea bags, but I've got them now. I'm going to have a cup of tea and maybe an apple, so that I can have cake later. So yes, anyway, hope everybody's fine. This is a Just Positive update. Oh, and I haven't been doing daily positives because I'm feeling a bit lethargic about it all. But people are sharing lovely things on Share a Smile every day, so I'm seeing positives, and I am generally positive actually, but just trying to be kind to myself. So yes, anyway, nice to see you. Hope you're surviving. Do what you need to get through this weird time, and I will see you all on the other side, if not before. Okay, take care. Bye.